That love.
Hey, welcome back to the
That
play
love
call.
ring.
Before I introduce everybody, look, I want to make a PSA, public service announcement. We're gonna be recording twice a week. On Wednesdays, you're gonna see me, Nikki, and June, and then Saturdays you're gonna see the whole team. It's just easier that way for everybody. So you're gonna get two episodes from us weekly, and when it starts back up the season, you're gonna get the same thing: predictions, recaps, and then on Saturdays we'll talk about Thursday's game. On today, we'll talk about the Sunday, Monday games and stuff like that. So anyway, that's the announcement. Now we're back at it. June, Nikki, how you doing? Let me start with you first because you on 10. So let me give you that. You go first.
Actually, I'm mellow. I'm chilling.
See?
I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I've had some bad days, but I'm here. Ready to talk to my brothers about what we normally do. Try to get back on the swing of us doing what we do when we do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying not to allow y'all to tap my shit like y'all just did the last 10 minutes. Well, not y'all, but somebody did the last 10 minutes we've been on the phone. But I'm happy when y'all tap my shit. Uh it's just
Pause.
frustrating. That
Pause.
there's no no
Damn.
there's
It's
no
a pause.
there's no
Hey,
pause
hey,
because
hey.
I'm a child of
We
God.
good. That
No,
hey,
I'm a
hey,
child of God. And
hey.
hey,
your thought,
Woo.
your ideology ain't my
hey,
ideology. You know what I'm
hey,
saying?
hey, somebody out here, why not? That Diddy got acquitted out of 3 of the 5 charges. Wow, you wilding out. We just lost Nikki. All right, June, how you doing, man?
I tell you what, I just took a drink to that, boy. I just took a drink to Nikki getting tapped. She said she was tapped.
Yeah, she said we tapping her shit. I don't know what that means, but I guess
Yeah,
I say
yeah,
pause.
yeah. Hey, I
Oh,
just
she
took a
about to
drink
come
to
back
that.
in. Yeah.
Hey, so yeah, you missed it, Nikki. I just took a drink to you getting tapped out. So
Shut the hell up. Somebody.
somebody hand me a cigarette
Right.
because shit.
Because it
Shut up.
was it good for you as
Anyways,
it was for
I'm
me?
blessed and highly flavored, Francisco. Moving on.
Yes.
I'm doing good though, man. It's doing good, man. Happy to
All
be
right.
here and do great things.
All right. Well, look, let's get right into it. So, a lot of the news lately has been the Steelers, right? As we all know, Steelers this, Steelers that. Aaron Rodgers showed up. Everybody's like, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers showed up, the savior." So this week, Jalen Ramsey, Jonnu Smith were traded from the Dolphins to the Steelers, and the Steelers gave up Minka Fitzpatrick. My opinion, I'm gonna start with Nikki first and then June. Or question should be is, um, how do you see the trade? Is it a good trade? Is it a bad trade? And do you think that gives the Steelers an edge? Go ahead, Nick.
What you mean? Trading Minka for Jalen?
Yeah, yeah. So the trade. So they get Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith, which I think Jonnu Smith is the icing on the cake. They gave up Minka. Do you think it helps the Steelers out, and how do you grade it? Like, how do you look at that trade?
We talked briefly this morning. I'm gonna reiterate what I said this morning. I think the Steelers are I hate to say looking into the future because to me, as great as Jalen is, I don't think Jalen is what he was.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm a firm believer that because it's a sport where sometimes everything just aligns perfect. Um, and sometimes you got to tweak and play, tweak and play, tweak and play, and then it still works out for the greater good. I think the Steelers are trying to get play and play, play and play, so it can work out for the greater good.
Mm,
Um, uh, I don't think it was terrible, but I don't think it was great either. You get what I'm saying? So for me, it's like it's a wash. Um, but sometimes you got to give a little,
yeah,
or to get a lot. I think in their sense, they probably gave a lot to get a little.
yeah.
You know, so I don't think the trade was bad, and I don't think I think it was a wash. It was a wash trade. I I think their biggest thing that we have to address is their quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he too is on a with age should start to decline. You know what I mean? And that's nothing bad or whatever. So I think they're trying to find ways to manage right now until they get to where they think they're elite. Their defense has never been the biggest issue. Yeah, I don't think their defense has been the biggest issue. So addressing that side again is a wash. It's just, not bad, not
So
no
go
real
ahead.
come up. No real come up.
Okay.
So that's what I have on that.
June?
I don't know. I think it's I would have kept Fitzpatrick. I think Fitz is better than Ramsey. I think Ramsey was better back then also because I think he was just more he was more into the feeds, he was out there a lot more. And it just gave his name a lot more of a bigger boost.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean I always said it when he was back then, he used to get burnt too. So and then he got a pay increase by going to the real winner here. It wasn't the Steelers and it wasn't Miami. It was Jalen Ramsey. He
Yeah,
got traded.
100%. And
He got traded,
increase.
and he got a pay increase of
Yep.
1.5 million.
Yep.
So that's the winner out of both teams.
Correct.
I don't think either team won, to be
Yep.
honest with you. Hell, if anything, if Waller comes in elite like he used to, then I think
We
I
we
think
ain't
that
talking
would.
about Wally yet. We ain't talking about Wally.
Oh, no. I'm just saying as far as the benefit goes, then I think Miami wins because I think that's going to boost that defense, given the offense that Miami could generate.
Now, if we want to talk about, like, do you want to answer your question or put your input for the Jalen? Because then I'll talk about Wally.
No, I'm gonna go to that right now. Hold on, give me a second. 'Cause I said that, and I was listening to different shows today. I was driving around. I was going to get my prescription filled, and
Was that a success?
yes, that was successful. We'll talk about
Good
that in
job.
a minute, though. But yes, good
Okay.
job. Mission accomplished. But looking at this, right? Minka in the last 2 years has only had one interception. One interception. He went from having like 15, 16 to one in 2 years. Now I'm looking at Ramsey's numbers right here, and I don't know if I'm looking. Okay, here it goes. In the last 2 years, he's had five interceptions. You know what I'm saying? So he's been more consistent in that sense. I think so. I already told you this morning. I'm gonna say here. I don't care if people can hate me. I don't think it made a difference.
Damn, it's a
Mhm.
while.
I don't think it made a difference, and I'm gonna tell you why. Steelers have not. I don't want to say wasted, but they spent the most money on defense again, like 4 seasons in a row. And what I'm seeing here is that they're spending all this money on defense, but your offense isn't getting better, and you haven't won a playoff game in like 8 years or something like that, since 2016 or something like that. So all you're doing is winning seasons. So okay, Rodgers might get you to 9-8, maybe a wild card spot, and now you get into the postseason and you can't beat nobody in the wild card.
Yeah.
You're one and done. You're not even one and done. You're 0 and done. You showed up. How you doing? Nice to meet you. I'm out again.
On the
You know what I'm
couch.
saying? Yeah, on the couch. I'm not saying that. So Ramsey gives them more flexibility because he can still play the slot as a corner. He could play any position, and even he's talked about even moving to safety. So I think Ramsey. I think on that sense, the Steelers got the better trade because they get Ramsey that's more opportunistic on the field than Minka, and then they get Jonnu Smith. And Arthur Smith likes to run multiple tight end situations. So now with Jonnu Smith, it gives them a more versatile tight end as far as like receiver like, kind of like a Kelsey, you know what I'm saying? Where they can pass the ball, it helps DK Metcalf out and all that stuff. That should help Aaron Rodgers out. With two type tight ends out there, you can protect Rodgers more, block the block, and then go out and underneath you catch the ball. So I think they come out winning. Um, Minka, they said with the Dolphins, they play a two safety, not one safety high, like on the Steelers. So that gives him opportunity to have support and help. But I think Jalen won this with the money he's making as well.
Yeah,
I,
absolutely.
I don't think that it's gonna. I don't think the Steelers are still gonna make a big impact. I mean, anything can happen. God forbid people get injured. But let's just be honest: the three teams in the AFC is the Chiefs, Bills, and Ravens. If you're gonna call it that, you know what I'm saying? So, and then if you got Ravens, and then you say if you got the Bengals that could win two of the first four games in September, they doing better than last year. I mean, who the Steelers are, who they gonna beat? I don't see Aaron Rodgers as the savior. That's just me. So you can have the greatest defense, like I told you this morning, Nikki. Unless they stopping people, they're the number one defense and only allowing 14 points a game. I don't see it going anywhere. So I don't think that it's gonna make or break anybody. You know what I'm saying? So like that's me. But if you want to transition now into Darren Waller coming, or we could finish the Steelers topics and go into Darren Waller going to the Dolphins, which I want to do. Because that's what I was doing. I was going to knock the Steelers out and then get into Darren Waller and stuff like that. But with that being said, the next thing I wanted to ask you guys, next segment is they still got so they still have TJ Watt's unresolved contract extension. Nikki, you and I spoke about this. I'm gonna start with June on this one. We all know TJ Watt is great. I think he should get paid. How would you handle that situation if you was TJ Watt? The Steelers haven't extended you. They haven't made you the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. That's what he wants. But what are the chances of you winning a Super Bowl in the next 5 years? What do you do?
I mean, I think at this point, if I was TJ Watt, I would do exactly that. I would sit out. I mean, you brought in Aaron Rodgers. You're paying this man $14 million a year, however much it was. You're giving Ramsey a pay raise of $1.5 million, and you just got Metcalf when you signed Metcalf for some money, and we're talking about people they're bringing in. So I've been loyal and I've been producing. So now, what I could do already here as a team, as a team loyal to the team, and with the same team. But you're paying all these folks instead of focusing on someone that's been producing year after year after year with multiple milestones, awards. So yeah, I would 100% sit out, and I wouldn't even blame him, because before signing Aaron, before signing Ramsey in that trade, before signing Metcalf, defense win championships, and that's what that's what's gotten that team there, because it wasn't their offense. So I would sit out, man, and I would get what I want and or what I'm asking, because I think I deserve it. It ain't like a mediocre player that had one good season and now he's demanding millions. So I think he's playing it. He's playing it cool. He's playing it right. And I know before we spoke about players being entitled, and now I'm kind of playing the devil's advocate to myself, because I said it before too. But this is a perfect opportunity, a perfect understanding of when to do that. Not you being a rookie and demanding this, not you being in your rookie contract and demanding this, not you having one good season and demanding this. He's proven that that you can do stuff like that, but you got to earn the time to do stuff like that.
Agree, Nikki?
Um, um, all right. So TJ Watt, right? We kind of said it when we addressed the Jalen Ramsey. Like, the issue of the Steelers organization wasn't the defensive side, right? For me, I think for TJ, to be honest, it's time to move on. Like, everybody's making moves, and loyalty's important. It's great to have. But everybody's making a move that is better for them. You get what I'm saying? Like, Jalen, just to put in perspective, where was the Dolphins going?
No.
Like what, you know what I'm saying? So Jalen found another opportunity to go to another team that probably ain't going much further, but he put more money in his pocket.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So I think for TJ, I would feel a little disrespected. I have been a constant. Um, Besides being constant, I'm showing, or the reason why I want to stay is loyalty, and my shit ain't already signed. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You signing newcomers and signing them with hefty deals where I have been a constant. My heart desires to continue to play for this organization, and we're still negotiating.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel a little disrespected. I feel disrespected for him.
Mm-mm.
So I guess the question for TJ is what is his end goal? Is his end goal to stay loyal and play for the team regardless of winning or uh, going something above the yearly accolades of, oh, he got this number or he's the highest this. I mean, sometimes let's make it small. Oh, I win the spelling bee. I win my class spelling bee, right? And good, good, good. But whenever I go to the school spelling bee, I lose. Like
The
after a
national.
while, yeah, after a while, winning my class, even though I'm happy, it's gonna be like I don't want to do that no more. Like I always win that, but I never win the big one. So I don't know. I Biggest thing is I think it's disrespectful. I think it's a slap in the face. And if he doesn't see where I don't see, and you know what, my eyes is very narrow. My IQ is very narrow. Where I don't see them reaching heights in the next 3 4 years,
Mm.
right? Maybe he sees that, or maybe his heart wants it so bad. He like, we could get there. I just need to wait it out. But wait it out for what? For you to still be negotiating while they're paying somebody that, in his previous team, he wasn't having the accolades that I've gotten in the
Yeah.
current team. You know what I'm saying? It's disrespectful.
No, I agree with both. With both, right? I think it is disrespectful. And I'm gonna say why it's disrespectful. You like you said when there was times when we watched the games and we would talk. We would go back and watch the podcast. What we said, if it wasn't for T.J. Watt, they lose that game.
Yeah.
He gets injured
Constant.
and they lose like 5 games in a row or something crazy. He wasn't
Constant.
there. They wasn't winning. Yeah. Last year, the defense was the issue towards the end of the season, but that's because I felt the defense did a lot in the beginning of the season and they just got burnt out towards the end. So it didn't matter what Russell did or wasn't doing. The defense couldn't hold up the 17 games to make sure they were good to go. They went up losing the last 5 games. Me personally, if I'm him, he's still in the contract. So all this, he's got to sit out. If I'm a team that needs like if I'm a team like the Bills or the Ravens, hell, even the damn Bengals, if you want to go there, because they haven't paid Trey Hendrickson either. But if you go there and I know I need an edge, I need a defensive player that's going to make an impact to be different. Maybe the Ravens or the Bills. I don't mind trading a first round pick with a second round pick or something for TJ. And honestly, for TJ, I want to do something my brother didn't do. You said something about Jalen moving from team to team, but guess what Jalen got that he doesn't have? A Super Bowl ring. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And we all watched that Super Bowl. Jalen was getting burnt. It wasn't like Jalen was the main factor.
Right.
Aaron Donald saved them on that way. If it wasn't for Aaron Donald getting through that line and hitting, making Joe Burrow throw that ball when it was supposed to, we'd be talking about the Bengals got a
You'll
ring.
be on
You
the
know what
next
I'm saying?
Madden cover
Yeah, yeah,
that he
yeah,
got
yeah.
smoked, you know?
So you know what I'm saying. So it's the fact that the difference is he has a ring, and TJ, bro, your brother was loyal to the Texans forever, and then went to Arizona, no ring. I don't see the Steelers winning a ring no time soon. I could be wrong. There's injuries, there's a lot of shit that happens, and God bless America or whoever's out there playing. But for me, if I was him, I would look into going somewhere else. If that's me, if it's me, I call JJ I'll shoot him a text like, "Hey, bro, put the word out. I'm willing to leave Pittsburgh because I'm telling you, teams are gonna pay him. They gonna make him the highest paid player, and they gonna give
Absolutely.
him some
Team that
pay.
could make it somewhere. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like I feel like we just said, like so focused on their defense, and it's nothing bad because we say defense win championship, but offense got to move the ball. Offense got to score. Like defense can only carry for so long, and then you got to understand you carry so much that because we're human, our body takes a toll in that.
Mm-hmm.
Injury is inevitable. As much as or as hard as we try, it happens at times. So again, I mean, my biggest thing, even though part of it is that, where is the team? Because right now, I sometimes feel like the organization is content winning
Mm-hmm.
seasons, right? Um, um, that is part of my frustration. But I think the biggest disrespect is I have been a constant and y'all paying, not even top, and I'm not going to say top dollar, but you're increasing somebody else's pocket that has shown no loyalty to this team, has done nothing for this team. Now, come play with
Mm-hmm.
me and I give you an extra $50 while I'm here, like, bruh, just, you know. So I don't.
They no. I like how you put that. I was gonna say something. Looking for the number here. Steelers spent 178 million dollars on defense. Okay. Uh, Chiefs who have won it recently, right? I know I just seen them. It's crazy. I just seen them, but I can't find them now. Chiefs, they only spent 114 million, but they've won
Yeah.
the most Super Bowls the last
50
5 years.
something thousand. I mean, 50 million
Now,
less.
yeah, let's go to the Eagles. Eagles, hold on, they're the bottom,
Yeah.
64 mil on
Yeah.
defense.
Because
Just
the
won a
Eagle
ring.
paid for their offense.
Yep, just won a ring. The Rams got one. Rams was 69 mil, and they got a ring. So clearly, you don't have to spend the most to win.
You're doing
You just
something
got
wrong.
You got to have a nucleus. You know what I'm saying? And this is where the knock. Now we're gonna kind of include somebody in this topic because it's not really him. But now we look at Coach Tomlin and say, all right, bro, you're a defensive minded head coach. You can't draft a quarterback, and you can't develop a quarterback. You can't fix your offensive line. Yeah, you draft a good defense or you build a good defense, but then you can't get the offense to go. Look, I just feel that so much hype. I mean, my papi si quiere. So much hype has gone around the the Steelers because of Aaron Rodgers. We wouldn't be giving it this much amp if Aaron Rodgers wasn't there. Because nobody's gonna go watch a Steelers game with Mason Rudolph. Let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? Or Skylar Thompson in the center, whatever his name is. Nobody's doing it. It's just crazy to me. But again, yeah, defense wins championships. We saw the Eagles defense do it. But you know what? If the Eagles offense didn't put up them scores like they should, they would never have won that game because they put that game away. The offense put that game away. The defense just made sure that Patrick Mahomes didn't get comfortable. But when they came out the half and they went for that pass to Smith in the end zone and said, we're going to put it away now, touchdown. That's it. We knew it was over. You know what I'm saying? When we looked at before halftime and we was watching the game and we see Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce crying on the corner, sucking each other's thumbs, we was like, oh, it's over. They looked defeated before they went into the half. There was no way to come back. So, I think I think CJ should either he needs to make a choice. Am I gonna play here, retire with no ring, but be a Hall of Famer? Because he's already a Hall of Famer. Or am I going to leave this place, play this last year on this contract, get my ass somewhere they're going to appreciate me, and go win a ring and solidify my name? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's where he got to be.
Yeah,
Um,
it got to be a mental choice now with him. Like, what is the end goal that I'm trying to think? Like, is it I'm gonna stay loyal and get, I hate to say it like this, get disrespected, or like you said, he's already a Hall of Famer. Like the numbers has already you have planted your foot in the ground. Now is to reap the benefits or to reap all that you've sown. Yeah.
I agree. I'm glad you said it. Plant the flag or go get what you're going to get. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Um, so another Steeler legend, been Big Ben on a podcast.
We talked about Darren.
No, I'm gonna get to that. 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 Big Ben on a podcast said that he would take Aaron Rodgers in his prime over Patrick Mahomes in his prime. Prime. I'm gonna start with Nikki on this one. Do you agree with that? Who would you take if you had Aaron Rodgers in your prime, his prime, or Patrick Mahomes in his prime? Who
So
you
my
going
issue
with?
is I didn't really watch Aaron in prime,
Okay.
right? Um, I watched Patrick. So I don't know how. I think the Aaron Rodgers that I seen, I think he's a a good player. I think he has a good football IQ. Today football, Patrick fits that. Um, my issue with Aaron, and I don't know if he was like this in his prime, right? But I can tell you the Aaron I know now. My issue with Aaron is his antics. I where sometimes Aaron comes off as a me player, I think Patrick comes off as a team player. Um, and I think that's why Patrick's has his success. Um, Aaron's been in the league X amount of years. Patrick's clearly has been less. Um, but Patrick numbers and success is showing that he's elite. So I know Aaron's prime year is different from the way quarterback play football now. So he might lean more towards that because that's what he's used to. And now it's a little different. But I don't know. I think my issue of saying that I agree is I don't really like Patrick. I mean not Patrick, Aaron as a person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like his antics as a a
Very professional.
leader in the locker room. I don't like that. And I think this is why I edge more to Patrick.
Okay.
Now, he
June.
might not have
Oh,
been like that in his elite years. You know what I'm saying? But I don't. I didn't see him play in his elite years. So the Aaron I started to see play, I would take Patrick over him.
June.
All right. So the question was, how do I feel about do I agree with Big Ben?
Yeah. And would you take? Who would you take if you had Aaron in his prime, or do you agree with Ben? And basically, on your decision on who you go with, but say you would agree with Ben or not. So would you
No,
take Aaron or Patrick in his prime?
I take Patrick all day. Um, I mean, it's just Patrick in his prime has been more successful
Yeah.
than Aaron in his prime. Do I want more MVPs than a team, or do I want MVPs and championships than you know what I mean than anything else? So I mean, I think what Patrick's done in his prime has killed Aaron's prime
A
and over
career.
prime his
Yeah.
entire career.
Yeah.
His entire career.
Yeah. Yeah.
Killed it, yeah.
Yeah.
So that
Does Aaron have 3, 4 championships? Like
No, no, no.
at
to
all.
date, not prime, to
Mm,
date.
mm.
And we're still talking about somebody's prime. He got that.
Yeah.
So I agree with both of y'all. And Nikki, I know you didn't see the football. I saw it. And you know, I'm gonna be a little hater. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be transparent with my peoples. The reason my disdain for Aaron came so much was because they tried to say he was better than Brady. I was like, this is impossible. When Brady's winning Super Bowls in the same place that he's playing. Now, and I told you this morning, is Aaron Rodgers probably one of the greatest throwers of the ball we've seen? That's debatable. You
I
could
think
probably
he
say
has a
that.
good IQ and all that good stuff. Yeah.
But the reason I would go with Patrick is because we've seen Patrick win a Super Bowl with nobody,
Oh yeah,
right?
we
We've
thought he
seen
was
him.
done when
Yeah,
Tyreek left. We thought he
and he
was
did it.
done with.
They had the most drops in the league. and they went and then went on the road into Buffalo, into Baltimore, and beat them. Not just and not, you know what I'm saying, they beat them. So it was like, if for me, Aaron Rodgers went to one Super Bowl and then went back again. Was the number one seed about 3 times, got bounced in the NFC Championship game. They're in your house. You talking about you don't want to go to a cold game. Let me tell you, Nikki, you would rather go to a cold game in Jersey before you go to a cold game in Lambeau Field, in Green Bay, in Wisconsin. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I would go Patrick over Aaron. I think Aaron, he's had the Hail Marys. He did the sidearm pass, the no look pass. He's done all that. He did it before Patrick did it, hands down. But like you guys said, Patrick, the resume shows it. He's had a consistent head coach, consistent defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, and what he does is find a way to win. That team finds a way to win the games that they need to win. It doesn't matter if they lose in the regular season or not. When it comes playoff time, what matters is I need to win. And you said something earlier. You was like, it's Patrick is more about the team. Patrick, yeah, remember he signed that big ass contract, 10 years, $500,000. They about like, oh, he's the highest paid quarterback ever. And then he restructures it to get less money. He restructures it to push out the money more to bring players in. He restructures it, and to me, a person, and Brady said this, when you're focused on you getting paid, you're not going to build a team. You're not going to win championships. You're gonna win games, and you're gonna have stats, but you're not winning championships. When you as the quarterback want all the money, because if I want all the money, how am I going to pay other players? So I agree with both of you guys. I think we're all on the same page as that. I would go Patrick over Aaron.
But like I said, Aaron's style of play was in Ben's era. So, I can understand where you get what I'm saying? Where you might lean more. But we're not talking about the style of play in your era. We're talking about resume. We're talking about,
But the thing about it is Ben Roethlisberger's numbers aren't that bad. When you talk about his numbers overall, I think when we did a podcast once and we compared the numbers. Ben was up. He's 64,000 yards when he retired.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Ben's thing, but I'm just saying that I think Ben just leans more because when he played, those are the people he played with. You get what I'm saying?
Came in.
And by the time he was, tussling with Patrick, Ben's numbers started to, he was on the tail end of his career.
No. Well, the thing is, they came in the league around the same time. I think Ben came in 2004, and Aaron Rodgers came in 2005. Well, he didn't start. He was drafted in 2005, but he didn't start playing until 2008. You know what I'm saying? So by then, Ben already had, I think, one ring at least. You know what I'm saying? And lost a ring to Aaron. He did, but he won another one. So he had Big Ben has 2 and been to 3 Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? So it's very different. Now, staying on the AFC side, I guess that's the only people that are making moves is Darren Waller has been traded to the Miami Dolphins. He's unretired. Unretired, and is going to the Dolphins. Giants traded him to the Dolphins. I'm going to go with June first, Nikki, and then I'm going to go with you. So, June, what's your take on that trade?
Man, I want to hear from the man himself, man. I think we're all curious on why he stepped away and why he's coming back. And, because I was all on the Waller support bandwagon. Not bandwagon, but wagon. I was all on the Waller wagon support squad when he was going through that personal stuff. And he was doing so good. So I 110% supported it. And then he got into that social media stuff with his wife. And I'm not too much into that stuff, but the stuff that I did read was a little bit too crazy, So I thought he went off the wagon. So the wagon that I was riding with him with, it slowly, I was there like, oh, for everybody else, like, what happened? So I just want to hear from him. But if he comes back, and he is as elite as he was with the Raiders, then Miami Dolphins are right back in the talks of being an explosive offense when they already have Tyreek. Now they'll have Waller. If that would ignite that defense that I spoke about in the beginning of the podcast with Fitz being back over there, and Waddle being over there. I mean, shit. That offense is explosive right now. If that O line holds up like they did last year, because they held up last year. I think Tua got sacked one or two times, and we were all like, but he got right back up. He didn't throw no game time his time up. So uh, now there's two sides to a coin. Waller's best years were in 2019 and 2020. He took time off, and this is 2025. So that's where the skeptical stuff comes into play. So that's why they only traded him for a 6th-round draft pick.
Conditional.
Conditional, yeah.
Go ahead, Nikki.
Ooh, okay, here we go. June hit the nail on the head. However, this is where I kind of disagree, right? I think when you take a personal toll, like you said, when you was on his support team, with the alcoholism and all that stuff, right? Um, I think it was good. I think it was very good that he acknowledged it. And oh no, that's what's it called? That's old dude. Sorry, but I think when he needed the time off, or when he needed to address what's it called? He did, and I think that's good. I think what happened, if I can be honest, is, and this is what we're talking about. This is part of what I'm saying about TJ. I think while the issue was they weren't winning. It's hard coming out there week by week, Monday by Monday, or Thursday by Thursday, or Sunday and Sunday, and you're going home with a dub.
No.
Like zero. Lose. Go home. All this hard, this torture, this bodily, that I'm taking goes to nothing. And I think he lost the love of the game that he had. And I think that's why he wanted to step away. Let's be honest. The Raiders was a decent team, but at some point they weren't really going anywhere. They haven't gone anywhere. New
No.
York, same thing. You know, they were. They had the June. Don't be disrespectful. Mute the stuff. uh they had, and then they were letting them go, and they went nowhere. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I think he got a little frustrated, and he needed time off, right? And that's why he wanted to retire. The biggest team outside of Jalen winning with the thingy is the fucking Dolphins. They have improved both sides, right? Tua, you said it. Tua's not a bad quarterback. We just got to keep him upright. That's not what we're saying about A. Ron right now. We think A. Ron is the better years has passed. I think I agree with you. If Waller come out there and play like the Waller that we've seen in the past, get that heart pumping again, loving the football game, in a team that he can see come some kind of success, I think the Waller that you saw in 2019 and 2020 will reappear. It's just hard. Think about it. Think about what's it called? Devontae. You did you watch the receiver thingy or whatever they had on Netflix? You can hear the frustration after a while
Mm-hmm.
with the Raiders. You get what I'm saying? Look, when Odu went to the Eagles, when the Giants let him go. Look how he's flourishing. When
Mm-hmm.
you go to an organization that, you know, um, lack of better words, they're basura. You good out there, you getting knocked out, and at the end of the day, you on the losing end. It takes a toll on you. And somebody that had already dealt with other things in the past, I think the smartest thing he did was like, you know what? I don't got the love of the game like that, and I don't want to be injured, or blah blah blah. And I'm not there. I think he's in a better position with the Dolphins. Hand of applause for the Dolphins. I think they did a great job. They are the second winners after the stupid trade between Jalen and whatever.
Yeah,
That's all.
I think looking at his June's right. 2019, 1145 yards, 3 touchdowns. 2020, 1196 yards, 9 touchdowns. Then he only played 11 games. In 2021, he had 665 yards. In 2022, he started 6 games out of 9, had 388 yards. And remember that he got traded. He was coming back off his honeymoon, I think, with his wife, and found out that he got traded to the Giants. They didn't even tell him. He found out on Twitter or something on X. He didn't even know. So then he gets to the Giants where he didn't want to even be there. You know what I'm saying? And he played 11 games, had 552 yards, 1 touchdown. It wasn't winning. They wasn't even using him right, to be honest. And now he came out. He took the year off, dropped the rap song. Dealt with his divorce. Um, and now he's going to Miami. I think it's going to be good for him. I like Darren Waller. I do. And I
Mm-hmm.
think a healthy Darren Waller that's in a good situation is an asset to any team, just like Jonnu Smith. I think Jonnu Smith's a good tight end too. I think that the Dolphins gave Jonnu Smith and they got Darren Waller and said, okay, listen, we ain't really lose much because this guy comes in, he's healthy. We're going to get the same amount. I think but Jonnu Smith had a career year last year with the Dolphins. You know what I'm saying? But Darren Waller, I think is going to be good for them. I'm excited to see it. Looking at Jonnu Smith's number, yeah, look, he had 884 yards last year with 8 touchdowns for Miami. That was good. That was more than what he did with us for 2 years combined. Not what better than what he did in Tennessee, but 3 touchdowns, no, 8 touchdowns, 884 yards. That's not bad. And he only started 6 games. So that's good. That's good. I think he's. So I think Darren Wall's gonna be good. I think he's gonna be straight. Um, the last topic is one that June put in here. And we talked. We didn't talk about it, but we talked about it. This is gonna be our gossip take. You know what I'm saying? June said is Cardi B and Diggs the urban Kelsey and Swift. June, go first, bro.
Look, man, it's funny because I was talking to Bray about it the other day, right? And she said no, right? She didn't agree. And I said, well, you know what? I think they are. And she goes, no, because she said, we already have Sierra and Russell. And I said, you can't compare Cardi B and Stephon Diggs to Sierra and Russell. Russell is not the Russell in Seattle, and Sierra is not the Cardi B of the mainstream as far as the music and entertainment goes. So that's why I brought that up. Do you think that they could be the next what's her name, Swift and Kelsey? You know what I mean? Because we all know how Cardi likes to be in the headlines and kind of wild at times. And now Stephon Diggs is teeter-totting on his career. But if he has an explosive year over there with the Patriots, then and that's pretty much it. There was no crazy news about it, honestly. It was just some gossip talk, and it's a nice little twist to it, I guess. We're bringing some seasoning into the entertainment world as far as the NFL goes.
Okay, Nikki, your take?
So I don't honestly, I really don't give a damn. I hate the dumb antics. Like Stefan is questionable for me. I don't think he only like girls. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Yeah,
Whoa.
well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, that's breaking news right here. This is crazy. I wish I had the horns. I'll be hearing that. She said, "Hey,
Yeah,
America,
we're gonna go ahead
America."
and get Stefan in here. He's
Yo,
gonna.
that's the title. That's the title of this podcast right here. It's gonna be. I don't think Stefan likes only girls.
Oh
I'm writing
gosh.
it. I'm writing it down because when we put Stefan's new Pink Panther, we had about 30 views. Maybe with
Yeah.
this one, we can get over 50. Let's go. Hold on.
Oh
I
my god.
don't
Shut
think.
up.
I'm serious.
I wasn't ready for
Stephon.
that answer, to be honest with you.
So I mean, whatever. And then we already know that Cardi B like both. You know what I'm saying? She's already openly said that. So, they could be in a menage a trois together, you know? Um, but I don't know. I don't, to be honest, I think by season start, they won't be together. So they,
I think
they'll
they
be over
will.
that
Wait,
way.
No,
I think they
I,
will.
let me
Because
tell you something. So first off, we're not gonna do my girl Cardi like that. Shout out to Cardi, 32 years old, youngest female rapper to ever be worth $100 million net. And only dropped one album and broke mad records. And now she's dropping out. And this is all antics. It's all publicity. She left Offset, right? You got to upgrade from Offset. Look, Ciara Future left and went to Russell. I ain't saying Stefan's Russell because Russell's a man of God. He's a good man.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Amen.
saying?
Hallelujah.
Amen. Amen.
He
But she
married
went,
her. He put a ring
yeah,
on her.
he made
And
an honest woman.
he ain't embarrassing her.
No, and he well,
Like,
she was on the boat with him. So that's no embarrassment. They was on the boat together.
no, but what I'm
So
saying, like Russell,
no, he get her pregnant like every other season. She's pregnant with another kid. You know what I'm saying? Russell's shooting that club up just to shoot it up. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
Chris.
but I think I agree with Nikki. I don't see it going the distance. You know what I'm saying? But it's good. It's good publicity for both of them.
correct.
And you gotta think to Stephon Diggs. Where's Stephon Diggs from? Where he from? Let me. Hey, production team, tell me where he's from. I'm the production guy. I'm look it up. Hold on.
Hold on. I got you.
Yeah, let me look it up. Stephon Diggs. Because I'm gonna say something, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this. Let me see where he's from. Wikipedia. Let's go. He
Got
is
you.
from. Oh, he's from Gaithersburg, Maryland. Okay, okay. I've been to Gaithersburg. My uncle lives in Gaithersburg. Um, that's still exotic. Cardi B's exotic from that's Dominican. They don't see that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, that's special. So when they see that and they see her on TV and they see all the I like it like that, Bodak Yellow, all her songs, it's like, oh shit, this is Cardi B. So he might worship the ground she walk on because in his eyes, this is the best shit I'm gonna have ever. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I don't think they're the urban. You know what, June? I'm gonna say they are. No, nah, they're not. They're not. Let's see it last longer, a little bit. And I'm gonna tell you why. I think I know how I feel about Travis Kelce, so I ain't even gonna go into that. He with this woman, and is he with her because of the money or he with her because of the looks? Because his fiance or the previous girlfriend, the black girl's fine as hell and thick, but I like black women, so to me, I'm biased. However, um, we'll see. But it's interesting you put that up. We'll see how it goes. If they make it to at least December, we could reevaluate this conversation. But like Nikki said, they might not even be together come. Nah, she gonna be there, girl. That's opening. She's dropping an album in September, I think. This is perfect for her. This is I am who I am. I think that's the name of her album. Am I? And then it's Luna James. She's gonna be at the games, yo, flexing.
Yeah,
I'm loving
yeah.
it. I'm loving it.
And you know what? Honestly, I didn't want to make it like a non-NFL conversation, but at the end of the day, if we're gonna give that type of um gaslighting to Kelsey and Swift, and then I'm gonna do that to Stephon and Cardi B because I think they deserve it as much as anybody else will. Because every time that the damn Chiefs game start, who they put the damn camera to? It ain't like, oh snap, Patrick is in the building. It's like, oh snap, Swift is in the building, and then look at Patrick warming up down there, getting ready for this game.
You said. Hey, look at Taylor Swift. And then by the way, Patrick's warming up. He's warming up, throwing the ball.
He's ready to go. Yeah,
Well,
Taylor's
look,
all
that's
smile.
June. That's the question you had. That's the topic you had.
That's just the topic that I had. It's just interesting and funny, man, and it's another topic offline. That was pretty funny, but I will talk about it later.
Okay. Well, listen, that's it for us today. on the play call. Again, we coming to you. We're gonna come to you two times a week, whether it's 3 of us, 2 of us. At least you're gonna get 2 of us twice a week. Wednesdays we're gonna record. Episode should be out by Thursday morning, preferably probably Wednesday night, so you guys can hear our takes and make our picks and maybe help you make your picks on Thursday night game. And then Saturdays we're gonna give our point of views as well. So thank you for joining us. So share, like, subscribe. Let us know we could do better. Leave comments, rank us. Let us know, hey, you guys sucked today. No, you did great today. You know what I'm saying? Nikki, you was awesome. Frank, your beard sucks. June, you look like you're a vampire. Bree, nice room. You know what I'm saying? Different things. Let us know, and we'll go from there. You know what I'm saying? But
Or
that's it.
or what do y'all think? Some of the questions that we asked. What are y'all inputs? What do y'all think? Did you think it was a good thing? Tell us what y'all
Right,
think.
right.
Let's have a conversation.
Correct. Well, that's it from us. Share, like, subscribe. Let us know.
You
Peace.
never know.
I like that. You never know.
Bye.